We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Hey, it's Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
Boy, what's going on?
Hey, man, I'm in an exceptionally good mood today, bro. Hamsky, we doing 100 episodes here today. We are officially 100.
100.
I had to bust out the fur for the 100. You know what I'm talking about?
I see.
You ready to get this music going there, bro, Ham?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man. I can't hear it.
What you mean you can't hear it?
I don't hear it. I hear you, but I don't hear that music there, homeboy. Okay.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep. Hey, it's Kennedy. I'm excited, man. 100 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny to me that for all the years that we've been talking about doing a podcast for years and trying to figure out how we'd actually, facilitate that logistically with you being in Oklahoma City, me being out here in the A-Town. I'm glad that, here it is during a very COVID-laden last year, that it wasn't all bad, that we were able to finally do it. So listen, man, I'm in a very, very good mood because of that. What's the over the past year, lots happened. What are some things that stand out to you?
Definitely the consistency on the following. As far as, the people that you can expect to see in the comments, the people who definitely hit you up offline. Those are the things that stand out to me, because it's one of those things like, we don't necessarily know how far our reach is. Like, we've heard from people who we don't even know that they never in the comments. We never see them post anything, but then they'll say something referencing the pod. So I think that's the biggest thing.
I think that I agree with you, man. I think that it's always pretty cool because there are times where you and I, we might just get on here and we might just be talking and we're having the same conversation that you and I might have off the live stream and everything like that. And so a lot of times you and I might just get on here and be talking. But I think that it's always interesting though when you and I might get someone that'll slide in the comments and be like, are y'all gonna be talking about this today? Or y'all, I love to get y'all perspective on this. And it'd be people that I'd be like, okay, I've never seen you share the stream. I've never seen you jump in the comments. And then, I think that because on Facebook, you can't actually go through and see who's actually viewing your stuff, though, man. There are a lot of people who don't necessarily like who. I'm ashamed if you don't already like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. But there are people who don't and still reach out to us. Let us know that they check it out, though. So I think that is fire that people at least, recognize that we use our voice, our platform. So that definitely stands out. I think the other thing that stands out, last month, we had Small Business Month, right? Using the platform to help promote small businesses. So shout out to Annette Johnson, Healing Hands. She always shares the stream as well. Shout out to Tisha Martinez as well for Healing Humanities. We had her come on. Shout out to Brandon Gregory out there in Dallas Fort Worth. His brother out there with the All Gold Day, haveagoldday.com as well, though, man, for that particular time. So shout out to also, like you said, everybody who's the regulars in the comments. Shout out to Renata, one of the first people who was supporting, Vixen, who always support, Brittany Rowe, who always active, Melvin the Super Soldier, who's always checking in with your boys and them, though, man. Can't tell y'all enough how much we appreciate the support and love, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been super dope.
Let me ask you this. Now, lots happened over the past year. What are some moments over the past year that stand out for you?
Moments that stood out to me, y'all. That's easy. That's real easy. It would definitely have to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join Charlie Venus and Ace Kennedy for all your entertainment needs. Tune in each week as they give their take on all your favorite topics. Don't be clueless. Watch the Slash Brothers podcast. Peace and God bless you.
That's fire. What can I say? That was fire. It counts. It's up there.
Yeah.
I think that over the past year, a couple things that stood out. Since we've been doing the podcast, we have seen the birth of Verzuz, right? So that's just hip hop. Now that's a part of everyday hip hop, part of everyday R&B, the celebration of some of our favorite musicians from today's past. So I think that's pretty fire, bro. We've been live to see the unfortunate deaths of Kobe. We lost the Mamba. We lost the Black Panther while we were live. We have lost Black Rob recently.
DMX.
We have lost DMX. We saw DMX on Verzuz and then lost DMX. So we had the opportunity to celebrate DMX and then unfortunately mourn his death not soon afterwards, though. So I thought that was very interesting change of fates, man. But in the past year, though, man, it's been a lot. We've lost a lot of people due to COVID. But I think that the things that was very cool as well, though, man, is that we've been able to raise awareness. We had a great interview with Kim Jones, Bree Gamble about Javier Ambler, and I'm glad to see that their family is getting the justice that they've been fighting for a couple of years now. We had the family of Jamie Reed come on as well to talk about their efforts in Killeen to end no-knock warrants. Their brother passed away; it was killed in a no-knock warrant in Killeen, Texas. So I'm loving that we were able to meet with them, have them tell us what's going on, raise awareness as well. We have seen George Floyd. Everyone watched it. This happened while we were, we saw Breonna Taylor. This is all within the past year. All of these unarmed Black men and women dying at the hands of police violence. What else we've seen, bro? You got two seniors now, right? that are about to graduate high school this year, all within the year. New music from Ace Kennedy, right?
New music
All
from your
within the past year. The Bel Air 2 live from 1999, still streaming on all platforms, by the way.
and even in the light of Verzuz, we've also had live performances ourselves on COVID platforms.
Listen, shout out to Mark Lane for the mic is yours and his mic checks as well. That was one of the first. And while I know that there are other people who do it now, he was one of the first people that I saw that created kind of an open mic platform so that artists can do music, put out there, do concerts, let people hear music and everything like that. The trial music. You and I have done that. Shout out to the homie Mark Knows Everybody, the boy Mark Nurse as well, though. For the plug, Mark literally knows everybody, though, man. And we've had a lot of good contacts due to him. Listen, on the cool, shout out to my dude checking in the comments, Andrew Watts. Let me tell you what's funny. This is my boy Uncle Drew. So my Uncle Drew has the YSP Sport Who's Next, right? So it's funny because he was talking about doing a podcast for a long time as well. And he had, this is like after you and I went and did ours and everything, he was like, yo, I've always wanted to do that. What's happening? So we kicked it and everything like that. And we, laid some things out. Then boom, not even a couple of weeks later, he got his pod going. Then boom, he's building on it. He got the fly mic on it. Boom, he's building on it. He is going live from different sporting events in Georgia where he is, his podcast is all about highlighting youth sports in Georgia specifically, but he's branched out now to where he has folks from New York. He's had some kids from California. So I'm loving that he, just like us, were able to look at COVID and look at the shut-in and stay at home and quarantine, and then recognize that, okay, well, people need this avenue, this distraction from what they're seeing. At some point, you've streamed everything you can on Netflix. You've seen everything on Amazon. And so I think that it's cool that he was able to start something that he's always wanted to do by having the time and then also having the views. Just like us, though, man. So shout out to him, though, man. Love seeing what he's doing and how his business is growing, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a lot of stuff. We've talked about a lot of childhood stories that you and I have had, dreams and visions, and just, being able to come on here and vent, just have a good time. And we don't want this to be all about us, man. Anybody that really wants to come on the pod today just to say what's up, hey, congratulations, whatever it is, let us know. We'll send you that link so you can jump on to speak. And
so we did it. We made it even more open invitation. If you're watching this and you want to hop on, whatever, go to if you look on my page, my personal page, there's a link. You click on the link, boom, you put in your name, takes you straight on. You can hop on with your boys. We live, we open invitation like that all the way. So, and this is while we are, shout out to Dennis. Listen, Dennis is one of the originals, though.
That's right.
I'm not gonna jump on the fact that he's a Cowboy fan today. But listen, shout out to you for being one of the original people to rock with us as well, though, man. So can't express the gratitude enough. Real talk, though.
Yeah.
But listen, if you would, though, still on my page, go on my page. There's a link. It says StreamYard. You click on that link, it brings you backstage to us. We bring you on. And listen, we how we do. We got an hour, so if you want to stay on, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to stay on just to jump off, whatever you want to do is cool.
Speaking of open invitations, bro, did you see the boy? What was it? Jake Paul knocking out the former UFC dude?
Listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. While I like UFC, I don't know everybody, right? So I did see something. I saw that he got knocked out. Now, here's the thing that I'm concerned about. the thing that I was really looking at is I saw a video where this boy was getting pounded out, getting his face beat in by Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva got this boy on the ground and he is pounding him out, pounding him on out. Hammer shot, hammer shot, hammer shot. And he gets up out of that. So the fact that he got knocked out by Jake Paul, I was just like, bruh, seriously? But shout out to Jake Paul. Listen, listen, a win is a win. A dub is a dub. So it's like if you fought a professional fighter, listen, if I knock out Floyd Mayweather right now, it doesn't matter that he hasn't boxed. It still counts to me.
Well, my thing is this, right? People are like, oh, this is rigged, or oh, what in the world? Why in the world would he continue to fight people that aren't real fighters? Like, listen, this dude is making money, that guap, to fight these dudes.
Ace Kennedy,
nobody hustle. What's up, bro?
Ace Kennedy backstage. Let me bring in my guy, Uncle Drewski, real quick.
All right,
Uncle Drewski.
What up?
What's happening? What's happening, bro?
Look, I got the official YSP glasses for them too, man. So y'all, everybody check it out, man.
Hey, I see you. Hey, listen, man.
I just want to come on and say, man, I love what y'all doing. Y'all influenced me. Y'all was
appreciate it, man.
Starting my podcast, man, and y'all have good time.
Listen, man. I remember you and I had the conversation, and you was mapping it out. Everything you want to do, bro. And I think that is phenomenal, bro. Really phenomenal job that you doing with highlighting youth sports, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm at the field now finna get some footage from the next one.
Okay. Listen, man, when y'all gonna get on this AAU basketball scene there, man?
Well, man, we football and baseball, man. We can play basketball, but not on that level, man.
Okay. You gotta let me know. Listen, I know I know the folks over at Promise Elite, though, man. They have a couple of little tournaments that they got going on, though, man. I would love to link y'all up with them, though, man. They got different grades, so they got teams from 5th grade all the way up to like 10th and 11th grade, though, man. Out here, though, and they all over. Yeah.
Baseball?
No. Basketball.
I could put a basketball team together quick, man. Come clean up, man. Come on, man.
Hey. Listen, though, but love. I'm talking about absolutely love seeing. I mean, I remember seeing you going just day one. Now you got the graphics going on that you're doing on your own over here. The boys out here reporting live from tournaments these days, though, man. Hey, that's dope.
We had in Savannah this weekend, man, for a national tournament, man. And hey, it's gonna be crazy. I'm going live down there. I probably film a couple of games, man, with the top.
Okay.
All the top. Probably 5 teams in the nation, which includes us. I probably get a couple of them games live, man.
How y'all teams looking out there?
Well, right now we number 5 in the Southeast. The new rankings came out. We number 5.
Okay.
Number 4 in the Southeast and number 15 in the nation.
And Caleb is on the 12-year-old team.
11-year-old.
Okay.
Throwing 65. He do his thing, man.
Listen, we got you on. Shout out your page. Tell everybody where they can find your page at, bro.
So I went ghost for a little while until everything opened back up, all the sports opened back up, and everybody get their thing going. So y'all can find me on YouTube. It's YSP. Who's next? Oh, I think we lost connection.
No. You there. Go ahead. This you.
Okay. On Facebook, it's Youth Sport Prospect, who's next. And on IG, it's Youth_Sports_Prospect.
Okay.
So if y'all got kids out there that want to get on the show, let me know. I've been all out in Texas in your hometown, so everybody knows.
Nice.
What's the kid name? Huck Smash, the big 6-year-old that was on ESPN.
Yeah.
I had him on one day, man. So, if everybody out there got kids playing sports, man, y'all link in, for real. But man, I'm glad y'all did this 100th episode, man. Black-owned businesses on a good day for Black people.
Yes, sir.
On a good day, man. But I'm gonna get out here to the game. I got a couple kids that I trained about to play. I'm gonna get up with y'all, man. Oh yeah,
I appreciate you for checking in, man.
All right, fam.
Love.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Listen, man, I'm talking about Ace. Literally, probably like after a couple of weeks, he was like, "Yo, how'd y'all do that, bro?" And then he was like, "Yo, you gotta school me to what's happening though." And then it was just like one of those things where he was passionate about it, and then boom, there you go.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. You know, and you know that's the other thing too. We definitely don't shy away from sharing what we got going on and how to get it started. Because I mean, anybody could pretty much do it if you got the passion for it. And but yeah, man, people was hating on the boy Jake Paul for taking these fights. But I mean, if you look at it, who else is really fighting that people are concerned about? Because at this point, it's either you like him or you want to see him get knocked out. So people are paying for fights. So you know, he's making noise right now, man. And so I ain't nothing wrong with it on my end as far as him fighting whoever he's fighting, especially now that he done knocked somebody out from the UFC. He's got that whole community that's looking to
everybody want to fight him now. All of them boys want to fight him.
And it's gonna be that money too behind it. So
yeah, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. Like I know that Jake Paul is a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? His brother as well. That's his bag is YouTubing, right? And so I get that. You might train, like you know what I'm saying. Like it would be almost like to me. Is this like Famous Los, who is he's a YouTuber for pretty much known for basketball, breaking down basketball takes, but he plays ball as well. It would be almost like if he played Steph Curry, anybody, Steph Curry, if he played Nate Robinson, like if you play them one-on-one and you beat them, bro, that's a dub. Like a dub is a dub. Like you beat a professional athlete. So Ace Kennedy, if you out here and you playing in a exhibition match against whoever you want to name, bro, Ronaldo, you put him on over and you hit him with the shake and bake.
That's right.
It all counts to me, though, bro.
It's going everywhere.
And listen, if you want in my book, if you wanted to start every episode off with the highlight of you doing that, we running that back every single time, though, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he said, man, it was a big day for Black people. What's going on with that, bro?
Big day for Black people. Well, it depends. I know that the George Floyd trial is still going on, right? And I keep calling it the George Floyd trial. The Derek Chauvin, how do you pronounce this guy's name? Chauvin, whatever is it? The cop who killed George Floyd. They're deliberating. So supposedly the verdict should be coming any day now. But I see the Minnesota.
No, the verdict is out, brother. What you talking about?
I didn't see it. What was the verdict?
Bro, he was guilty on all 3 counts.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. What? No, I didn't know that.
For the audio listeners, Charles Venus is just now finding out that
oh my gosh. Hold on, bro. Listen. I went to go hoop. Listen, so I went to go hoop immediately after. Oh, snap. Bro. After less than 12 hours of deliberations, the jury returned guilty verdicts against Chauvin, finding him guilty of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter in the death of... See, this is a thing that I think is interesting about this, right? So the interesting thing about this is that, like in the other case in Minnesota with the guy, the young cat, Dante Wright, they were trying to charge them of second-degree manslaughter, not all of these other charges as well, right? So, man, listen, man, this is good. This is good. Let me ask you this, Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
I'm shocked by this. I'm completely shocked by this.
If you go back and pull the tape, you know that I said that I wasn't keeping up with the trial and that I expected that we would not have justice. So I can publicly say that I am glad to be wrong. The fact that we got justice with this for his family, of course, that doesn't bring him back. But the fact that, he had an opportunity to plead his own case, but he chose to go with the Fifth Amendment, which at that time, what was he really going to say after we watched the tape?
We watched it.
So it's just, you know, for everybody who is celebrating this small victory, with all the stuff that we mentioned that has happened over our, you know, 100th episodes, you know, this is a very, very small victory, but a big victory at the same time. So I'm and this is just a peek behind the curtain. We didn't get to have pre-production meetings so that we could even talk about that. So yeah, man, it's one of those things, man.
Listen, there were enough. So this is my thing. There were enough charges where you got to get him on something like that second-degree manslaughter in Minnesota. It just reads so ambiguous that it seems like it was up to interpretation, right? And so I think that the part that is interesting to me is that he was found guilty on all three charges. Listen, man, I can't listen. I'm literally over here like. I'm lost for words, bro.
Yeah. This was it was crazy because I didn't get to see it, you know, live when they announced it, but it was one of those things when I was able to see on Facebook everybody posting about it and then people posting screenshots. Like it was definitely one of those things like, whoa, I'm grateful that I was wrong.
That is crazy though, man. Listen, man, I guess bruh, like I haven't looked at my phone, which is my primary source of news and everything. I haven't turned on my TV in maybe 3 hours, bro. So dog, that's crazy, dog. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So listen, okay, let me ask you this though, Ace. I now got plenty of questions. We talked about this before in terms of what happens. How do you, and listen, by the way, shout out to the homie Mark Nurse checking in, Melvin for always checking in, my partner Courtney Davis checking in on YouTube. What happens though? How is it that if we all would like to believe that the issue is with the system, and if we like to believe that if there is some reform, what does this mean? Does this mean, right, that police now will be held more accountable? Like we have a reference point now?
No, absolutely not. I still think, I mean, while the trial was going on, we still had 2 more young men being killed.
He wasn't charged then though, right? He wasn't found guilty of those things.
It doesn't matter. The thing is that because it's one of those things like when you pay somebody a settlement, right? It's almost like, okay, we gave you 1. You know what I'm saying? This could go either way. This could be a turning point for things, you know, changing, or this could be like, okay, we gave y'all 1. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stay on the ready. We have to stay on our toes. We still have to be vigilant. We still have to stay prayed up. Like this is monumental, but we can't lose focus that this isn't the end. This is the beginning, the start of fighting even harder to get people on the same page against those rogue cops. Because the thing is I have plenty of cop friends, and I don't think that all cops are bad. I understand the way the media highlights things and the way things look, but it's the same way they portray black people on TV. And it's one of those things that, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to stay focused.
Let me ask you this though, bro. Brittany Rowe brought up something that I was thinking. She said they use him as an example. Do you think there was a bit of sacrificing him from their perspective, right? That he was clearly he was on tape. So there wasn't like an interpretation, right? He is on tape kneeling on this man's neck. And he is on here casually like it is, right? Like this is regular. Of all the things that we know to be true about this, right? We've seen police get off on similar things. And I guess with all of the unrest that's been, you know, mounting up over the past, do you think, like, for example, that with this recent event happening with the young kid, Dante White, and I keep mistaking it right to White, but also in Minnesota, that just recently happened, do you also feel like they feel like, damn, now we got to do something? Like we can't let all these ride. Like he was sacrificed.
I don't think he was sacrificed because this could have went either way. They were leaning so heavy on the fact that he, died from a heart attack. So the thing is that we could have very easily gotten something very similar to the things that we've already seen. And so the thing is that we have to celebrate this victory because it turned in the favor that most people wanted. But I believe he could have came out and said, yeah, I killed him with, he could have very easily confessed to it in the video where he was killing him. And I still feel like they could have found a way for it not to work. So,
because all they usually say is that I felt my life was threatened. I felt like my life was threatened, and that's usually enough.
He was uncontrollable. This was the only way to calm him down. Like again, I'm just grateful that I was wrong.
Me too. I thought that the settlement was the admission of guilt, but that, from a judicial system that they would have just basically thought that, okay, well, we can't just be letting all the cops just go to jail for these kind of things, because then, you lose that shield of that immunity, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest, I was fully prepared. I know that you were mainly just watching, but for me personally, I was fully prepared for them to be like, nah, y'all got y'all money. We're going to go ahead and let him. They may fire him afterwards, but I didn't think that they would find him guilty. I got to be completely honest with you, because historically, that's not what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Very crazy times. Whoo. And so listen, I got the research department walking past me with the smallest booty shorts she got on over here. So I'm sort of distracted over here. But she brought up a point. So they were preparing though, right? For the rioting. They had the National Guards out there. They had the tanks. They had everything out there fully ready, right? And so I'm just thinking like, whoo, Lord, that could have went so many ways, though, man. So many ways.
It could have. And like I said, we got to be grateful for this, and we have to celebrate this one, but we can't lose focus.
Yes, I agree.
So what else?
Oh, my God. Listen, have you been – listen, maybe it's for me. I've been keeping up with the NBA real heavy here lately, right? Have you been keeping up with the stuff that Steph Curry's been doing, bro?
Of course, I have Bleacher Report, so I get notifications on my phone. So, yeah, it's one of those things that I have been not loosely following, should I say. So I just, this is the greatest shooter I've ever seen.
So Steph Curry basically has had like maybe 6 games here. It looks like my Wi-Fi connection is weak on over here. So if you lose me, let me know. But listen, he's had 6 games this season in the last month where he's made 10 threes. Now he's had, I believe, 20 something games, right? Where he's had 10 threes. The second place person with that most number of 10-3 games, Klay Thompson, right? So Steph's done it 6 times this season. Nobody else has done it. So over the past little while, man, he's basically been averaging close to 30-something points a game. And when I'm seeing him do it, though, Ace, I've watched every Warriors game that's came on television over the last 2 weeks, right? When I'm watching Steph, I saw him play last night against the Sixers, and I felt bad because it looked like his brother was going to get the best of him. They started out the game on like a 12-0 run. And then before you know it, because Steph was missing some shots early, before you know it, now Steph is cooking and he is wheeling, dealing. He ends a halftime with a step back, pump fake, whatever around his brother, and his brother couldn't do nothing but walk it off though, man. It was magnificent, and that's why I'm just sitting here thinking like, bro, my question for you is this: 2 questions. Okay, while everybody's all-time list is different, the GOAT list, right? And you know me, I love my list. I'm not going to say where does Steph rank on your all-time list, but my question is, who do you Okay, so my Wi-Fi was tripping. So who do you have on your all-time list? Let me say that again. On your all-time list. You don't got to tell me what rank number you put him at, but who do you have him ahead of? And who do you have him behind?
Ain't that like putting it in order?
No. So you can say, I don't have him ahead of, you can say, I don't have him ahead of Russell Westbrook, but I got him ahead of Isaiah Thomas.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I see, for me, it's one of those things where I personally, I just rank him amongst shooters. I don't necessarily like the greatest player of all time. I don't really have him in that conversation, and it's not, and that's just. But again, I'm not a basketball enthusiast like that, because I'm more of a, when you're talking about greatest of all time, I think all lists are subjective. Obviously, there's numbers and stuff that you can pull up, and there's different things like that. But for me, I just feel like he's, in my book, he's not above Russell Westbrook, but I know people that could argue against that, and I don't have anything wrong with that. It's a personal thing for me, but at the same token, I have him around the same place. Like I said, when you're looking at shooters, him and Ray Allen is up there. Reggie Miller, like he's in that category to me. Like he's one of those people. Like I have him above Ray Allen. I have him above Reggie Miller. He's probably maybe under, or I might have him over Bird. I don't know. Yeah, I might have him over Bird. I think that's where it is for me, because he's got the championships. He has placed the team on his back. And when you're talking about pure shooters and the impact on the game, he's in that conversation to me with Larry Bird. So that's where I have him.
Chris Top, the bad guy.
Congratulations.
When we talk about Steph Curry,
okay,
who do you have him? You don't got to tell me your whole list, but tell me who, fill in this blank. You have Steph Curry above this player, but below this player.
Ahmad hit a lot of my points on the head. I've never sit down and really made a list. The way I talk about players, I just say, oh my God, whatever the conversation is. Talk about the best handlers, the best shooters, the best defenders. You see what I'm saying? That's the way my conversation goes. Ahmad hit the nail on the head a lot of things. I think Steph Curry will be talked about for a long, long time. The way we talk about the Birds, the Magics, the Jordans. There's certain players that will fall off in conversation. Reggie Miller will fall off. If he wasn't a analyst, we may not hear his name as much. I'm just going to put that out there. Shaquille O'Neal will last forever. Keem Olajuwon, a lot of people don't know who he is, but he's there. You see what I'm saying? He's always going to be there. Same like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I think that's the way Steph Curry is going to leave the game. He will always be noted. My grandkids will know who Steph Curry is.
Here's my thing, right? When we look at the game now, we talk about this as a 3-point league now. It's not really about the dunks. People are looking at, the amount of 3-pointers that are made in a game, and that is because of Steph Curry. So when you're looking at how you change the game, when we look at Allen Iverson, how he came in with the sleeve, how he came in with the braids and the tattoos and the crossovers, like all of that stuff, that's what we remember about AI. So when you're looking at Steph Curry, he changed the way we look. Like every kid I know, when I'm at Deuce's AAU games, when there's a timeout called or when there's halftime, you got kids always out there trying to shoot the 3-pointer. You ain't worried about trying to dunk and stuff like that. Yeah, that's still cool. It's still really dope, but everybody is trying to shoot the 3-pointer. You got big men, 7-footers out there shooting 3-pointers, and that's because we got somebody like Steph Curry. I mean, and then he also changed the narrative on shorter guys, because Steph has worked so hard on his shot, being able to shoot it at any different direction and however, that, big men are scared to come up on him because he can dribble past him, but then he also can pull up on you from any place, and he can shoot it. And shooting from the half court is like a 3-point shot for him. So he changed the way we look at a 3-pointer to where it's almost, here's my last point. how people look at Russell Westbrook and they say, oh, he makes triple double so easy that it's not even that big of a deal anymore. Now there's conversations about a 4-pointer because of how easy it is for him to shoot a 3-pointer.
To follow up, to answer your question, Charles, my best players, Steph Curry, if I was to make a quick list right off my memory, Steph Curry is right at 10. You know what I mean? He'll always have a seat on my team. You see what I'm saying? I'll get rid of whoever to put Steph Curry on the team. And now you got to remember, I keep big man because I love the Tim Duncans, I love the Keem Olajuwons. So I come from the old school basketball. Get it down, give me some rebounders. But if I need somebody to handle that ball, control the clock, you see what I'm saying? Steph rarely makes bad decisions with the ball. You see what I'm saying? He's not too emotional.
I don't know.
I said rarely. I didn't say he doesn't. I said rarely. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But so yeah, like I say, I would always have a seat for Steph Curry on my all-time roster. He would be there.
All right, let's listen. This is the thing I'm disappointed. The thing that I am always disappointed when people say Steph is the best shooter that they've seen, and he is by far the best shooter. But I think that people often seem to get it mixed up, like that doesn't equate to scoring, right? He's led the league in scoring, right? It's not like someone to me like who's a streaky shooter, like that's somebody who's a good shooter, right? They're like, to me, Ray Allen is an all-time shooter, but people don't look at, I personally don't look at Ray Allen like he's an all-time scorer. He's a all-time shooter, primarily because his game changed later on in his career, right? But I think that the difference is that to me, I think that Steph was able to make what Ray Allen was later on in his career, Steph's full career. And I think that it's different. Like when people say, oh yeah, he's the best shooter of all time, I'm thinking like, well, if he's the best shooter of all time and he's led the league in scoring and he's been the unanimous MVP, like he's a scorer. Like he's just not a shooter to me. He has more in his bag. And I think the part that to me, I agree with everything that y'all are saying, because to me, I think that there are only maybe 5 players in the league that have like really revolutionized the game, who basically changed, who they've made, who really changed the game. Wilt changed the game, right? Jordan changed the game. Shaq changed the game. I think that Allen Iverson changed the game. And then I think that Steph Curry changed the game. And I think that that's the biggest thing. You got to guard Steph Curry from the minute he comes across half court. So that extends your defense out, right? So in the NBA where you can run zone, you can't run a zone against Steph Curry.
Let me ask you this though. So earlier on in his career, when he was playing with Monte Ellis, you know, he had a bunch of different leg injuries. Steph did. He had a bunch of ankle injuries to a point to where the Warriors were actually going to trade him, but ended up trading Ellis instead. So who do you think is a better scorer out of these 3? Better scorer? Steph Curry, James Harden, or Kyrie Irving?
So for me, okay, that's tough. I think that when it comes to best scorer, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I be hating on them, but I think, okay, I look at them differently. If we talk about in a regular season, I would give it to James Harden. In a regular season, he's a better regular season scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Of those guys, in a finals game, I would probably say Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
In a regular playoff game, I would say Steph, because their bags are all different.
Right.
Overall, though, I would pick KD over all of them in terms of just scoring. And the only reason why
KD's a bigger guy.
But even though KD's he's a bigger guy, but not just that he's a bigger guy. I like personally that KD can give you 30 off of 12 shots. 15 shots.
All I'm saying is I like the people that Snoop put up against Steph for this conversation because they're all about the same frame. They're all about the same size.
I'd never pick James Harden in the playoffs. Doesn't matter what. Don't matter on what team. I'll never pick James Harden over anybody. Hell, I'm liable to pick Eric Gordon over James Harden in the playoffs.
What I'm saying is Kyrie, and I'm just going to say Kyrie because I've seen Steph and James both. If you put 3 people on them, they're going to, they don't always come out that on the better side. I've seen the whole team try to stop Kyrie, and he's getting to that bucket. You see what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. Here's why I think it's different. Here's the reason why I think it's so circumstantial, right? Because I think that the biggest difference is to me, is that Steph Curry can give you 50 and he's still looking to pass it, right? He can give you 50 and it won't take up as much of the ball. It won't take up as much clock. And so for Kyrie, it truly is, give me the ball and get out of the way. Let me pound, and then I can get you the buckets. Whereas with Steph, it's not drawing up plays. So if it's there, he's going to make it. I think that Kyrie seems to force a lot of those, and he makes them. But I just think that it depends on who else you put on the court with him.
Yeah.
So to answer Ahmad's question, I'm going with Kyrie, Steph second, and James. I love him. I like to say, know him personally. See how I throw that in there?
We saw that.
He's but yeah,
in the regular season, James Harden averaged 37 points a game, 36 points a game. And Steph Curry's averaged like 31, 33 or something like that. Kyrie, to me, was it's probably one of the most clutch players in the playoffs. And I think that Kyrie's finishing bag, Kyrie's layup package is top. I don't think anybody gets to the basket and has as much of a layup package like Kyrie. Nobody finishes like Kyrie.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that little segment where he played against his dad? You ever seen Kyrie play against his dad?
Yeah.
Look that up. That up, and I'm telling you, it's going to answer a lot of your questions.
Kyrie got him back. When Kyrie's in his back, but that's my thing. But here's my thing. With that being said, like I rate so because you know how you say you like to keep a big man on your list.
At your wife.
Lord Jesus. You know how you say you keep a big man, you like traditional big man. Well, to me, what really influences my GOAT list, a lot, and I'm biased, but it's like as somebody, like I consider myself a hooper, right? I'm in a league now, by the way, which is kind of funny, right? But I look at it like I don't know that I would want to play with Kyrie, and I don't know that I would want to play with James Harden, but I would want to play with Steph. That's probably my bias against them. So, I don't know. But I'm in the league, and your boy was showing out the other day, though, man. I was getting busy out there on them boys. And the funny thing about it is that these boys was like 19. Some of the team we played against, they was like 19, 20. They was young boys, and they had them legs. Hey, but all they could do was run, and they were athletic.
You know your nephew wants you bad, boy. You know he wants you bad.
You better be talking about Tari.
Hey, I'll tell you, he wants you bad, boy. Chris, he got so much he wants to prove to you.
Boy, listen.
So much he wants to show you, bro.
Let me tell you this. I'll give Chris the family discount. One time.
Hey.
After that, it's a wrap.
Yo, Chris Top, question for you, bro. You mentioned briefly that you had a personal relationships with James Harden. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to, obviously, when you were here, you were kind of the one who ran things. You kept up with a lot of personal items for players that were here. And you were also here with the legend of Kevin Durant.
Oh, yeah.
In a recent interview, they asked KD the top 5 players that he's played with. And during that conversation, he failed to mention Russell Westbrook. How do you feel about that?
That's typical KD. He's a real mama's boy. He's very emotional. I think he did it to be as petty can be.
Do you think that you don't think that was a slip up? That was shade.
It was straight. Nick, look, you almost cussed. like I say, them boys grew up together. You got to remember, he's a sophomore, Westbrook's a freshman. I remember when they were good friends. I remember when they used to get their booties beat and they walked out the gym happy because they couldn't wait to go to the spot. You see what I'm saying? They was buddies. Now, I'll never say Kate. Now, see, Brittany, now stop. I was in love with you earlier now. You gonna fuck up your proposal. But no, I think it's KD being KD. The KD that he's growing up to be surprises me. Like I say, I met these boys.
Listen. Here's the thing. Let me ask you this, because you more personal. Y'all got the inside scoop. Are you really surprised that KD has turned out to be this person?
Yes, I am, because his mother and his father are thorough respect. Like, I don't understand where it comes from. Like, his mom reminds me of our mom, bro. I used to sit back and chill, man. She used to smoke tobacco, so she'd be down on the docks with us, laughing and joking, man. And his father, like I say, blue collar dude, security. You know what I'm saying? And
I you know,
I see certain stuff, man, and it just I don't know where it comes from. That's like, so out of us three, right?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm the most pettiest out of all of us, right? Out of us three. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to
to all beef petties.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it comes down and you say, all right, now, Chris, be real. I'm going to stand up on what my mama and daddy raised me on.
Yeah.
And KD in these last 5 years looking unfamiliar. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm this is the way I feel, man. I you know how I feel about KD. Like I said,
how do you feel about KD?
How I feel
for the
about
record,
KD, for the record, I like Kevin Durant as a player. I like Kevin Durant. He reps Texas because that's what, college he went to. I just don't like the way he left Oklahoma City. That's my biggest thing, right?
That's Oklahoma City's fault.
Chris, with that, this is my time, brother. I ain't trying to get into the particulars. All I'm saying is I don't like how he left, regardless of what the reason was or whatever that was. I mean, literally, it was on the 4th of July. I had on KDs that day. I had to change my shoes before I walked out the house because of the fact I had to put on my Westbrooks after that. And my thing is this, right? I honestly think that it's kind of hard to be like, bro, how can you forget? You played with this dude for 8 years. How in the world did you forget that this was to say Westbrook? But at the same time, I think he just threw Serge in there at the last minute where he was just like, oh yeah, and Serge, and just was like, oh shoot, Westbrook. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it seems like it's something petty and something he would do, but I'm gonna shoot him some bail, man. I don't think it was intentional.
Let me ask you this, and the Chris Top over here frozen with his hand up on over here. Listen, I got a question for you. Hypothetically, if KD didn't go to the Warriors, he still left Oklahoma City. And let's just say that hypothetically, he went to the Cavs, right? So the Cavs, the narrative is that after LeBron beat the team that put out KD and them in the playoffs, after they had a 3-1 lead, they in the parking lot calling, crying on up KD saying, we need you. But what happens? Do you look at KD differently if he joins LeBron James?
No, I don't. I look at it different. I mean, no, yes, I do look at it differently because, again, in my opinion, you went to a team that was 73-9. They beat the 72-10 record, and you went and joined them after they just whooped you when you had them down 3-1. Now, if he said, listen, if everything was the same outside of the fact that him and Russ had a conversation before he left, if he would have had the conversation like, look, Russ, bro, I've done my time here. I think this is what I want to do. I'm going to Cleveland. I wouldn't have had any issue with it.
Bruh, listen, with that being said, I do agree that it was all intentional. And this is the thing that's crazy. To me, KD seems to me to be like one of those people who thrives in the midst of chaos. So they fabricate the chaos as well. Like this is my thing. You played with Russ for 8 or 9 years, right? And this is another thing I gotta talk about. You played with Russ for 8 or 9 years. This was your bro. Everything was all cool, right? And regardless of how many rings you get, people are going to know you for your time in Oklahoma. You and Russ are always going to be more synonymous than you and the Warriors, you and the Nets, or whatever, right? But I think that when you leave him off, it's purpose shade. I think that it's also to create the story. It's to put the narrative out there, to keep them in the headlines. And I think that KD feeds off. Like, I think that it wasn't, nobody was talking about KD like that because he was out. I think that KD was looking for a motivate, looking for something for people. And I think he thrived. Now, listen, it wouldn't surprise me that KD, he's going to come back. I think he didn't play here the other day. Wouldn't surprise me. KD comes back and he drops like 30 something points, right? Just to show people. But I think KD seems to thrive in chaos. And so I think he has to fabricate it periodically, bro.
I can't argue with you on that, man. I don't fault anybody who feels like this was complete shade and like it just milks the narrative again on how he really feels about Russ and why when Russ plays against the Nets, it's like a championship game for him. What were
the 5 players he named?
He named. Go ahead.
Kyrie, James Harden, which he has to name them because they're his current teammates, right? It's Kyrie, James Harden, Steph,
and Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka,
and Klay Thompson, right?
And Klay Thompson.
And
then he dropped Klay Thompson off.
So check this out. And on the flip side, because I'm a big KD fan right now. So me being who I am and my petty way of thinking, automatically say he's petty, right? However, those names he just dropped aren't ball hogs. The names he just dropped aren't known, you know what I'm saying? Aren't hard.
Kyrie is a ball hog. Wait a minute. Kyrie is a ball hog. And James Harden they're the top of the line ball hogs.
But I've never really, when I watch him and KD play together, it looks fluid to me. It looks natural to me.
Well, I know who he didn't mention. He didn't mention Draymond.
Draymond, no. Look, listen, Draymond was on his podcast.
Like Draymond in the mouth.
Draymond came on his podcast recently to talk about that whole incident and everything. And I never listened to what he said. Let me ask you something, though, bro. And let's talk about this, because as much as people talk about LeBron building super teams and all this other stuff, right? And I've always maintained that LeBron did that too, as a response to the Celtics and some of the other teams who got it right in the draft.
Hold on, before you state that, let's clear this up, bro. When we can build a team and we're playing on any game, you want the best player. I stick by Shaquille O'Neal when Shaquille O'Neal said, I want the best of everything on my team. Everybody wants that. I'm not trying to go.
I understand that
they're saying. So.
Agreed. But here's my thing. With that being said, let me ask you something. Have we just been letting KD get the pass? Because here's where I'm going with this. I'm one of the first people to say James Harden ran off Chris Paul. I'm one of the first people to say James Harden ran off of Russell Westbrook. Regardless, hey, Charlie, you don't know. I'm reading in between the lines. This is the Charles Venus narrative that I'm reading in between the lines. No, they didn't never have the conversation publicly. I'm just saying that the man ran off Russell Westbrook. He ran off Dwight Howard, a prime Dwight Howard. So my question for you is this. These are all Hall of Fame players and I'm one of the first ones to call out that James Harden ran off. Bruh, timeout. And we've been giving KD the pass that he's played with Russell Westbrook, MVP. He's played with James Harden, MVP. He's played alongside Steph Curry, MVP. He played alongside Serge Ibaka, Defensive Player of the Year. He's played alongside Klay Thompson, Hall of Famer. Kyrie Irving, Hall of Famer. He's played alongside of Draymond Green, Defensive Player of the Year, and probably going to be Hall of Fame as well. Listen, dog. KD has never felt diversity. It has never felt adversity since he's been in the league. Like, am I the only one that's tripped? I never thought about it until he made that list. I said, bro, you got 3 MVPs on your list.
Bro, how has he not felt?
You forget his first 3 years. You forget his first 3 years. His first 3 years was ugly. I mean, and it was nothing but him. I'll name the players on that team and you won't know who they are because they're not in the league anymore. And they're, like I said, those first 3 years, and he had the team on their back, and people were still coming to Oklahoma City.
People still feel like that was the weakest move in the NBA to leave Oklahoma City. So he had some first.
So with that being said, I live in Ohio, and this is before Ahmad kicked me off. Ahmad kicked me off because he knew where I was going. I live in Ohio where people still get upset because LeBron left the first time. Now, they wasn't mad at him the second time because he gave him a championship. But I got one of the guys that worked for me started crying when we talked about LeBron leaving. Do you hear me? This grown man started crying because LeBron left. There are certain fans that take this stuff too far. I'm telling you right now, this is a business, and these men are doing what is best for them. But at the same time, when I first get to Ohio and they're talking about who's going to leave, Harden or Westbrook, I'm the only guy saying Westbrook needs to go. And everybody says, Chris, you're stupid. Westbrook is the fan. Oh, he's the athlete. I said, he is, but he's not the team player. 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 The Harden that leaves from Oklahoma City becomes the Harden that runs Chris Paul and everybody off because now he has a different mind frame. It's a different James Harden. But nobody will understand that. If you knew the little boy I met, the James Harden I met, he was a different dude. But when he literally brought it down, like, wait, I literally give y'all my all, and this guy, Mo Cheeks, can't even.
Long Branch, Mark.
I'm not made for this.
Long Branch Mark knows everybody.
Fellas, congratulations, you 100. That's big time.
Big time.
I appreciate that, sir. So
I had to clean up, get pressed up and stuff for this.
I see you pimping. So
I say again, when we get to looking at, I think we're putting too much attention on what KD did.
No,
I think
listen,
here's what people do, man.
But listen, I understand that.
We got a better job, bro.
Here's what I mean by that. So when I look at KD, the only person who I compare KD
to, really, this is what we're doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This big, man. This big. This 100 episodes, man. It's 100, man.
This is what we doing. Okay.
It's 100. I should have went in the safe and pulled out the one.
We already out here, bro. We already out here, there, boy. We out here. This ain't the Usher money, boy.
I see you got that the Charlie V card.
You see that, boy. We out here, man. We out here getting that FTMG money, there, boy.
Man, throw that up, man. Throw that up.
We out here, boy. We out here, man.
Yeah, throw it up.
Listen here, man.
100 episodes, man.
Here, man.
Congratulations, Slash.
All 100 still, man. Boy, what is we doing out here, man?
Congratulations, man.
Listen, boy. Listen,
congratulations, man. 100 episodes.
Listen. Boy.
Drink Champs, where you at? 100 episodes.
100 episodes. Had to grow the hell for that, though, man. But listen, though, man.
Yeah, me too.
Here's where I'm going with this KD. So when KD came in, like this, I only compare KD to LeBron, right? Mm-hmm. So when KD came out, I think that with KD being the number 2 pick, that took a little pressure off of him, right? When he came in, the expectation was that he would be helping them rebuild. And then it took KD to maybe year 3, 4 before he started to look like the KD we all knew. By then, Russ was coming along with them, right? And I think that when
he wasn't rookie of the year,
he may have been. He
was. I was just trying to let Charles talk. I was just trying to let Charles talk. But I'm a Seattle Supersonic fan. Ace could tell you guys I'm a Supersonic fan. I'm the original fan.
But listen, I'm saying, what I'm saying is that I don't think
play for PJ Carlesimo.
But listen though, man.
PJ Carlesimo, man.
LeBron James had to play for Mike Brown. He had to play for a bunch of scrub coaches. But either way, the expectation when LeBron got there. Listen though. Here's where I'm going with that. The expectation for LeBron was that he would take them to a title from the jump. Like he's never not been under that pressure, right? And I don't think that KD's ever been under that pressure from day one. And then
he's on expansion team. He's on expansion team.
But not just that though. Not just that. The Cavs were trash when LeBron got there, right? But when he got there, people said, "Oh, boom, they're automatically a contender." Then, right? So LeBron had his team as an upper echelon team. The first year he was there, second year he was there, and I think that we gave KD more time. So my thing is that when we gave KD more time. No, but listen, when we put the clock on KD, by the time we put the clock on KD, Russ was becoming the Russ that we started to see, right? So then
I agree with that.
So I think that the big thing about it, when I look at them, I'm saying like, okay, well, you had an elite running mate from day one. I mean, not today, when the clock got put on, right? Yeah, but not just that. I'm saying when the expectation was, listen, KD, we see you all-time great skill-wise. We think that now you need to be winning rings. When it mattered, when the clock was on him, Russ had arrived. By the time the clock got put on him, James Harden showed up. And then James, you started to see that surge was there.
So where's Russ's ring now?
No, but I'm not talking about Russ's ring, but what I'm saying is that Russ is all-time great. Russ is an all-time great, and KD has always, from the time the clock's been on him, he's played with all-time great players, bro. And I think for some reason,
Russ a better player than KD. I don't know where you're going with this. I don't like
my point. Listen. You might not like it, but learn to love it. We're gonna talk about it right here, right now. My point is this. My point is that I think that people have always talked about LeBron James and super teams and LeBron James, this, that, and the other. But KD has always, since the clock's been on him, has had that guy, has had an elite Hall of Fame level player every time the clock's been on him, though, bro. So my thing is that have we been giving him the pass?
No,
on that?
I ain't getting it
because this is the thing. LeBron James has won with those people on his squad. And so the thing is even now, he had to bring AD over. He had to get Drummond over. Like, no, we ain't giving him no pass. He doing the exact same thing the person who was building this league is doing.
Come on, say it again. Because KD wouldn't be acting as petty as he would if he was getting this so-called pass that Charles is saying he's been given. If KD was getting this pass, he wouldn't be acting out. He wouldn't be, you see what I'm saying?
He wouldn't have these burner
the
accounts.
pressure is being applied to KD. That's why he acts the way he acts.
I can't hear you, bro.
I understand. You got that T-Raven. You get that AT&T service.
Man, KD has never had the torch passed to him yet to be the king of the league yet, man. When they talk about who's next, they've been passing them over for Kawhi. They tried to pass him over for AD. They keep trying to pass him over. They pass him over for Steph. He's never got to be.
He has never been. And for him to be as great as he is, I just look at that. To me, this is why I say that. To me, there is pressure that comes along with being the guy, right? Like it's something to be said when you're the guy.
He's not getting the pressure. You acting like they haven't put the pressure on him. You act like he's got this pass.
And that's my question. That's my question, though. That's my question. Has he been getting
Fellas. I know we passionate. I know we trying to get our points in, but we over talking each other, and it don't sound cool as far as the audio listeners concerned.
Because I got the money phone up. My bad. I can't hear that much.
All right. So I mean, y'all.
My point. Listen, my point. Let me say that. My point is this. My point is this, though, right? To Mark's point, KD has always been. They've always been trying to put someone ahead of KD, right? So KD's never been clearly, to me, he had the MVP season, right? But that was like, not to say that was the exception to what the norm is, right? But that MVP season said, yeah, you are that guy. But while he's the guy, though, right? They were still trying to put other people ahead of him. And I guess what I'm wondering is that it feels to me like while some people look at him as an equal to LeBron, they don't put that much weight on his shoulder like they do LeBron.
Charles, let me ask you this question, bro. Why did LeBron James leave the Cavs the first time?
Okay, here we go. There they go. Every time they talk about Kevin Durant, somebody want to bring up LeBron leaving go to the Cavs.
But that's who you just compared him to. That's who you just compared him to.
I just said the reason why it's different, right? LeBron James, to me, did what I think Paul George did, right? I think LeBron James looked around and he saw early on in his career when he got his team with Zydrunas Ilgauskas to the finals, and his next best player is Boobie Gibson and Mo Williams.
Now, Charles Venus, hold on, brother.
You asked me if you asked me.
Okay, so since you bring that up, I'm glad you said that. So if LeBron James was the man, why did he have to go join some other people? Why he had to build
That's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good point. I'm gonna tell you why.
With every other player,
I'm gonna tell you why.
Doing the exact same thing.
I'm gonna tell you why. What made LeBron different. And this is just, it doesn't make it any excuse.
Come to bias.
It's just this is where it's different. To me, what made it different is that I think that LeBron basically looked and he saw that you could do it through the draft, right? Because the Spurs did it through the draft. They had Duncan, Manu Ginobili, all homegrown. So you can do it through the draft. But he also saw that you can also do it through free agency. So he sat there and saw the Detroit Pistons pick up Chauncey Billups, pick up Rasheed Washington, have Ben Wallace. So he saw them through free agency. He saw the Celtics put together the first super team. And so my point of saying that is that LeBron's looking at his team, his management, and said, well, why the hell can't they figure it out now? We've been here for 7 years. Why haven't they figured it out? And the reason was that they were never going to figure it out. They were never going to be able to surround LeBron with the kind of players that it would take to beat the guys that he was losing to.
Okay, but Charles, you have not answered my question yet. Hold on, let me finish. What is the difference in what LeBron is doing or what you're claiming that he did and what KD or any other athlete is doing that's joining up with each other in order to get it done? Because we know that the league, the owners and all those people will get rid of you when they feel like your services are no longer needed. So now people are joining up to win.
I don't disagree with that.
But this is what I'm saying though. You're talking about KD getting the pass, and you give LeBron the pass. You the only one that don't see that.
The reason why. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. The reason why I look at that differently, because you and I would agree. Think about this though. Think about this. KD left Oklahoma City during his time that he was with Oklahoma City. He played with 2 future MVPs. They were building the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's what they do. They build through the draft. They got it right year after year after year with KD, and he still thought that wasn't enough. Charles. LeBron's management wasn't doing that.
Charles, when did LeBron win his first ring?
Bruh.
Answer the question.
LeBron won his first ring when he went to Miami.
And joined up with some other people.
Against who? Against who?
Against Oklahoma City. Against Oklahoma City.
So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, Muhammad Ali Frazier, bro. Come on, man. It is what it is.
I think at the end of the day, to me, I think the end of the day, what makes it different to me, right? To me, what makes it different is that I think that the more comparable to that, not KD, it's more like Paul George. Paul George, although he left early, the Pacers were saying, hey, we can't get free agents to come here, so we got to build through the draft. So we had Danny Granger, who got hurt. But then they also were thinking he'd pair up with Paul George, and by the time Paul George arrived, he was like, all right, I'm getting up out of here. Well, LeBron was like, I think LeBron stayed and waited for the Cavs to try to get it right, and they were never going to get it right.
Charles, you just said LeBron James, who is King James, who is the anointed one of the league. They're watching him do it, but it's okay for him to do it, but it's not okay for any other player to do it. You're the only person that does not see your hypocrisy. You're the only person. Everybody else that has come on this podcast and has said that when Damon came on, Mark has come on, bad guys come on, and we all have told you how you are blind. You have blinders on when it comes to LeBron James.
Guess what?
What's up?
They thought Jesus was wrong too.
Oh, this boy gonna pull out.
Oh my God!
They thought Jesus was wrong too. They thought Jesus was wrong, bro.
That was the pettiest.
They thought Jesus was wrong, bro.
This is what we've been doing for 100 episodes, yo. He ain't gonna never.
I've been waiting a year to pull that out, bro. I've been waiting the whole year.
It's called consistency. Ace, it's called consistency.
100 episodes, bro.
The petty level on that was heavy.
So how I led you into that? You just walked into that one there. Listen, I let you huff all that out. You just walked onto that trap there, boy.
I walked into that like you just walked on water.
Hey, gentlemen, I was out handling stuff. So like Long Branch came in. Me and Long Branch being the extended / brothers, I want to raise a glass to the 100 episodes of the / brothers. You brothers literally came and showed the world what some guys from Texas and a crazy dude from Missouri can do, man. I appreciate y'all letting me tag in every once in a while, man. Keep going. Cheers.
Already.
Cheers.
Hey, with that being said,
I ain't got what y'all boys are drinking.
I think that boy got off, so I'm walking around with mine on me because I don't trust him. That boy, they convicted him. I think my neighbors might be upset, so I keep my thing on me now because hey,
switching the topic.
Hey,
you switching the topic.
Hey,
there it is.
Hey, there it is.
Topic change.
Hey, Ahmad, I'm gonna punch you in the eye for that right there. There's no way you should know that move.
Listen,
because you told me. You told me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't told nothing.
Your friends, I think you paid them to do that to me.
I wasn't even there.
I'm telling you,
I wasn't even there.
And real talk, I think that one of the things that we were talking about before y'all jumped on, though, man, I didn't catch it until just before we hopped on. Ace had to tell me, like I was at 4:30, I was hooping, so I came back, haven't watched anything at all. So I see that the homie, shout out to the homie Uncle Drew hopped on. He said it's a big day, monumental day for black folks. So I'm thinking, what? And they said no, they convicted him. I was surprised. So
all 3 for 3.
Since y'all are on now, right? Let me ask, what do y'all think about that?
You see, I got my thing on me. I don't trust him. Okay. I got my thing on me. I was listening to Ahmad when he said he's glad that he was wrong, and I second the emotion. I had hope, but I was prepared to be let down. I credit COVID. I credit COVID to some of this. Everybody had to sit down and literally watch and pay attention. The world stopped when this happened. So now you really had to look your coworkers in your eye, your fellow people that are dealing with certain stuff and say, oh my God, are they really killing you like that? That man's face, that smug look on his face when he was killing George Floyd said it all. Now, with that being said, we've seen a lot of murder porn in these days. In these days and times, we've seen a lot of murder porn, and I wasn't for sure that the verdict was going to come down, and for it to be all 3. You know what I mean? I was happy that they gave him 3 different ways to go against it because we've had a lot of chops at the tree and they still get away. And they said, hey, we're going to, like you said, they gave him 3 different ways to get him and they hit him with all 3. Maybe a change is coming. But just like our first black president, when all this murder really started happening, I wonder, is this good or is this bad for me? You see what I'm saying? When Obama got elected, I said, oh God, we got our first black president and I got happy. And then the murders start happening. Let's clear this up. We didn't die until Obama got elected president. Check your facts. You see what I'm saying? See, police didn't kill us so easy, so recklessly, until we gave him a black president. So with that being said, now that they have convicted him, the great thing about the way our justice system works, it sets precedents now. Because before they could say, hey, he was an officer doing this and he was an officer doing that. So they could justify it under the ugly little clause that police could hide behind. They could say little trick words here and there. Well, after this conviction, it now sets precedents. So now the next time you murder me in certain different ways, they can literally say, oh, no, we learned from this case, from the George, you know, whatever, the Derek, whatever that boy's name. Now they'll start quoting that in the new cases. You see what I'm saying? So, but like you guys said, 2 more people died while this was going on. So it's going to take there's way more reforms got to come. We got to keep standing up there and letting them know, no, we're not going to stand for this. I mean, I'm happy that it happened, but I'm scared to see what's next. That's my opinion.
Well, I agree
Until
with
then,
both
you
of you
keeping the
guys.
pew 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 on you, huh?
Well, I agree with both of you guys. I'm waiting to see how the people who are in Chauvin's corner are gonna react to this in the coming days, and it makes me more hopeful for what's gonna happen with the homie Hobbs case. But I want to know how many years this guy is gonna get and how many he's gonna actually serve. Right. That's all. That's all I want to know.
Ooh, I appreciate it. So Sister Sarah literally just said the same thing. The great thing about that is these 3 charges carry a minimum of this and that. I think at the end of the day, he has to get at least 15. I need somebody's research department to check that. I think he has to get at least 15.
Whoa, so he got 29 years.
Has he been sentenced yet? I missed it.
I don't know, he got
sentenced usually doesn't happen that fast. It usually, but I mean, I'm again, I didn't see anything. I'm just talking off of the big brain I have.
Well, I seen it, and he had the face that you were talking about he had when he killed him. It's the same face that he had when the ruling came down. The verdict.
It seemed like that's his regular face. Like that's just how he rolled. Like he like
had
above the law.
Face.
The joke.
When they stood him up, when they cuffed him, when they took him out the door, he had the same face.
So yeah, for 2 charges, 4. Yep. But
that's the other thing I wonder. Will the guy take himself out? Will he be able to go do this time?
I doubt it. I doubt it. And I mean, unless he just goes all the way out and gets with the Marion brothers.
Hey, so look,
well, you know he's gonna be in some type of isolation because they're not gonna put him in.
That can really happen for so long.
He's not gonna be Gen Pop.
But like I say, that's only in jail. There's not too much PC in the prisons I know of.
So the jurors, right? The jurors were. So check this out: the jurors that convicted him, right? It said jury appears 1 20-year-old male, or 1 male in his 20s, white male. White female in the 50s, black male in the 40s, multiracial female in the 40s, white female in the 50s, black female in the 60s, white female 40s, black male 30s, white female in the 50s, black male in the 30s, white male in the 30s. So they have covered pretty much the full spectrum of race on this one. So it looks like they were some variety there, though, man.
America represented.
Yeah, America
represented. He was judged by a jury of his peers, and I'm happy. I hope. Like I say, I hope this sets a good precedent. I hope we don't see a lot of revenge stuff coming out of this. Like I said, the people that are supporting Derek don't get upset, and then more mass shootings and stuff happen. Blah blah blah. I pray the good Lord is intervening in the United States affairs, you know. But with that being said, like the disciples that followed Jesus, I keep my sword on my waist.
Got the glizzy on you, huh?
Yeah. Hey, and my concealed carry. So, you know, but hey, I think that's what Castillo had too. I think Castillo had his concealed, so it doesn't mean that they still can't get me.
Okay. Listen, we got these comments over here. I'm looking at Brittany. I'm like, Brittany, that might be a conversation for a Friday there.
Yeah, we're going to have to bring that up Friday.
Brittany said, about that vasectomy for birth control. So with that being said, gentlemen, if you got a vasectomy, please raise your hand.
Hey, listen, do they have a temporary plug? You know, like they got the
Brittany, I want you to see my.
Listen, you know how for women they got the IUD you plug for 5 years. They ain't got a 5-year birth control for guys, do it?
No, but you can have your vasectomy reversed.
No, she wants you can have it reversed, but it's not guaranteed to work after it's reversed.
I ain't trying.
That being said, raise your hand.
No, you on your own with that one, brother.
So you shooting the club up, huh?
Not that bad. Hey, I shoot them dead. Put it in your eye, your mouth, wherever you want it. Wherever you want it. Bring your mom in here. She wants some. Your sister, your cousins. Come on in here. I got enough for everybody. I drink a lot of water.
Equal opportunity, huh?
Right. Just keep your gun on your clip.
Equal opportunity.
Yo, before we get out of here, man, we gotta talk about the 420 for the tokers and the smokers and the bokers out there. What y'all doing?
It should be a whole lot of smoking that Method Man, Red Man right now.
So that it's funny you say that too, because that is probably underway right now. It's probably, but listen, the fact that it's supposed to start at 8 tells me it probably won't really pop up until about 9. It should be going on at 8 o'clock. So yeah.
They're always an hour late.
Yeah, they always an hour late.
Hey,
listen, I'm not a smoker, but I definitely will be tuning in to Verzuz to catch Red and Meth though. So I am very excited to see what songs they're gonna do though, man. So absolutely.
Well, I know my wife is gonna be celebrating today, so I'm just trying to catch I'm trying to catch the residuals off of that. So hopefully she get his toked in the boat.
Man, you better tell her take you go get them gummies, man.
Hey, she already done win shot. So I just want to catch all the residuals.
Snoopy. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell the people when they try to pass it to me. Costs too much. Our bosses don't like that. So I don't know about you, but I literally have a time limit. In 10 years, I will be able to partake, and I will be on the Slash Brothers 10,000th episode, blazing. Instead of this brown smoke, the green will be here.
I mean, listen, I'm cool. I mean, that's not something I've ever been interested in, but like I said, I'm gonna let her celebrate, and it is what it is. I'm happy for her.
Hey, you know the funny thing about it, man, is I think the reason why I think I've never smoked only because for basketball, we used to always think they used to say, oh, you can get UIL tested at any time. And then I saw somebody who was I remember when I was in 10th grade, I saw somebody who was a senior on the basketball team. They was hitting it before the game. They go out here at the Clean Ellison game in the layup line, blazed up though, right? And this boy get hung out here in front of the whole Ellison Clean basketball game. And I was like, no, sirree, not the boy.
I would.
Yep.
I would not encourage you to drive nor play basketball. Yeah. Seriously.
Yes, absolutely.
When you're a space agent, I like to call it space agent. Brittany said her bosses encourage it, so I need her to inbox me an application. My salary's at $120, so if y'all can meet that, we can talk about it. I don't need benefits. With that being said, so $120 off the rip. I have lots of talents. My resume is dope. Brothers, I say again, 100 episodes.
100 episodes, man. 100 episodes. So appreciate y'all. Brittany Rowe checking in. Melvin, the Super Soldier, checking in. Miss Kennedy checking in on over here in the comments as well.
Hey, Ma, you got dinner.
Yeah. But no, the thing is, fellas, Friday's episode will be quite interesting. Mark knows everybody has brought forth a great conversation for us to get into the whole aspect of high school sports and AAU sports. And there's some stories that are out there that we're going to dive into. Of course, we're going to dive into Brittany Rowe's little side conversations. So Friday's episode is going to be lit. We're going to get it started off with the next season of the Slash Brothers podcast on episode 101. And so, for 100 episodes from the bottom of my soul and heart. We thank y'all for supporting the boys. Like we said, we've had this vision for quite a long time, and it's finally here. And 100 episodes, and we're looking forward to the next 100. From the bad guy, from Mark Knows Everybody, from my boy Charlie V, and we collectively are the Slash Brothers. And we thank y'all for joining us.
100.
I need this as a ringtone. How can I get this as a ringtone?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?